Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Oh, I lost the entire connection there. Weird stuff. I lost you guys completely. It is charging. I am charging. I'll have to keep an eye on it. I'm not sure what happened. I don't know where I lost you. It always happens. It always happens when I'm not watching. It always happens when I'm not watching. So some of you have come back in. Let me find you on the. I went off to find some more watercolor sets, and I found these. It always happens. It's just like it knows that I'm not paying attention. Let's come out here and find you guys. I'm working on my cat. I don't know where I lost you guys at. I wasn't paying attention. Deborah's here. Hi, Deborah. There's 7 people out there. Let's see, anybody else here? It's Deborah. It's like it knows that I'm not paying attention, and that's when it loses me. That's when I have trouble, because I was off sketching my cat, and I was talking to myself about the composition, and I couldn't find the right colors. And hi, Glory. Lori's here. I lost everybody, didn't I? I think it was my phone. I can't blame YouTube. I think it was my phone. Let me check it here. I don't think it was charging. But it's like it knows. It knows. Here, I have to, yeah, it's charging now. Hi, Mary, too. More coming in. Yeah, they'll find me. They have to find me again. When did the other one drop off? Do you know? Was I hunting around for stuff, or was I still working on my sketch? I guess I'll know when it processes. Welcome to everybody who's coming back in. Welcome, welcome. I'm just going to keep working. I'm working on the cat again. I don't have her elegance though. She's got too much of a sharp area in there, but I'm thinking, my thought is, if I sketch her in watercolor, I can make these lines softer. Like, I think this whole thing here needs to be softer, but I just have to play with it. And I was playing with the blacks. I was unhappy that, well, that's not the right brush. I was unhappy that my watercolors did not have a true black. So I went off to find, and I put my other colors someplace. They're someplace in here. I put them in a safe place, and you know what happens when you put stuff in a safe place. There. Now, I think the lines on this cat, though, that's what I was doing. I was using this brush, putting in the greens in the background. And I don't think I'm having trouble defining this area of the cat here. She's a lot softer than what I have it. She's got softer areas in there, maybe down in there. But I think I'll just, and since my cat is not going to show the bottom part here, because I don't have a true whole picture of the cat, so I'm just kind of doing a portrait of her. So I'm just going to kind of, like I do on those other portraits, I kind of bring the background color up and around. And this color will turn gray in here, because the bottom of her body is in the shadow. She might be white, but this part is in shadow. So this is going to kind of turn a grayish green in there. And I'm just sketching. And then I want the background to be green, because and these are, I was explaining, I don't know if you guys caught it. It might have already bucked me off. But the paints that I'm using now, the watercolors I'm using now are student grade. I think these are probably dollar store. It could be Hobby Lobby. I got one set I got from my niece at Christmas, and the other set I got from Lisa. And I think these are the ones, I don't know which are which, but they look very similar, don't they? So I'm just going to call them both student grade watercolors. And I think the other set, I got two sets from Lisa. Lisa would be able to tell me. When Lisa was destashing, she was getting rid of some of her student grade stuff. And I said, I'll take it because, well, just like now, I can watercolor with it. Now, let's see, I want a prettier green, though, too. So I'm just using this to kind of sketch in and study this cat. I don't think I quite have her yet, but the more you do it, and I can say this from experience, the more you play with this, she's got shadow under here, and she's got some shadowing going on up in here. The more you play, it's very wet now, the more you understand your subject matter. She's got some gray tonals there and blacks. This is not blue. This is actually black up on her head. And you know, sometimes if you just work loose and don't try to be perfect, and just work loose in here, you know, not too loose, but you know, work loose. Just let your brush have its fun. Sometimes it works itself out and you'd be surprised. It turns out a lot better than you think. But I might be surprised, huh? And it just has a little trail of black coming up that ear right there. Let's go to some golds here. I think I'm liking these. I think I'm liking this palette here. And I think this one probably came from Lisa. This feels like it might be a Hobby Lobby set. I wouldn't say that for sure, but just looking at it. And this one looks more like the Dollar Tree set to me. I could be wrong. This one has a lot of the yellow used here, but I might have done that myself. What am I doing? I'm wanting golds. So I kind of want some goldish around the ears. Some goldish kind of coming up this way. And it's very, the golds kind of come, goldish browns kind of come right above the eye and above the eye in here. And truthfully, that's about it for this cat. For gold. And it might be more of a rusty gold. And there's some grays coming in there. And you can see my blacks fade. My blacks are not a black. Let's see if I can mix some dark blue with it. And speaking of mixing, let's take some white. Let's see if I can do some mixing on this palette here. Mix some light grays. I don't know if I can or not. Let's get this very wet. And put it in there. Oh, am I zoomed in? Let me check and see. Because I need to check to see if my phone is charging. Yeah, no, I don't think I can blame YouTube for this one. I think this was my phone. It's charging. I don't know how much longer I'll stay on. I'll stay on a little longer because I'm playing with my cat now. I'm playing with the cat now. At least we got our list done, and that was fun. We played our Thanksgiving quiz. That was fun to do. I want to mix some, now I'm going to go in here and pick up some of these grays and mix in here. I want a soft white gray. That's too dark. But let's bring that over here. Now I'll go get more white. These paints do not have a lot of pigment in them. They have some. Take a little bit more gray. There. Now the cat has grays in here, so I'm just going to bring some grays down this way. And let's bring those greens again. I'm just playing with the coloring. I'm not ready to do the eyes yet. And my golds are... Come on, what are you doing? Do you want allow photos to access? No, I want you to leave me alone. I'm going to have to go do that again. Cats. Jasmine. There we go. This is more of yellow. It needs to be a rusty brown in there. That's too yellow. But I want to put some greens in here. Welcome to everybody who's come back. Let's go see what's... Well, some of you came back. Hi, Jude, Rhonda, Sharon Marlowe, Pink Girly. Sharon says, Mary, I can't spell. Don't worry about it, Sharon. I can't type. So glad you're back, Miro. That looks like something I'd say, Sharon. Mary, we were still putting the watercolors together. Really? You didn't see me start that sketch at all? I was still working on the tray of watercolors over here. You didn't see me do all this. Oh, wow. I was really in my own world then. See, I need a much better setup here so that I know when I drop off. I'm kind of waiting. I need a much better, I think my connection's okay. I don't blame I blame my, what I have to stream with. I'm still buffering off of my laptop. I've tested it. And I think the laptop itself, I think the network card can't handle the network. And, you know, I think I just need a new computer. I think the webcam's okay. But my phone here, I had it all plugged in to charge. But sometimes it charges, but I think sometimes the connection there thinks that the phone is all charged up, and I don't think it sends the charge anymore, and then it's not charging anymore, so it drains. It drains. These YouTube can if your phone isn't charging while you're streaming, it can drain the phone real fast, and that's what happened. It drained my phone. It drained my battery, and it shut off. But I'm surprised that happened so fast. But, well, I've been streaming for a couple hours. But you didn't even see me start this cat, did you? A lot of good that did. All right, I want more of a rusty red here, a rusty orange color. Maybe more orange, red, yeah. The thing about that's the thing about these paints. They don't have a lot of pigment in them. Mixing and getting a color that you want isn't always easy. See if I can't get a little more rusty color there. All right, I'm going to go back to my cat. Hi, Abigail. Desk in the Attic. Welcome back. June says, I knew Mary didn't know we couldn't see her. Yeah, you know, I was in my world working. That's too red. I need a little more orange in there. I was just in my world. No. Playing in the paint. I'm sorry that happened. Well, I think I'll go and try to put in the eyes. I'm going to do several sketches of this cat before I even attempt a final one, because I don't think I've captured her yet. This is much softer in here. But let's try to put in some of the green of her eyes. Her eyes are a pretty green yellow. So let's see what I can do here. Put in a very light green here first, and then maybe a little yellow. Looks kind of creepy right now. And again, these are student grade watercolors that I'm using to sketch with, because I'm just kind of working on composition, telling myself where things are, and the head shape, and talking to myself about how I get her to look elegant. I'm going to dry that just a little. I want her to look more elegant. Right now, she still doesn't quite have those soft lines that I want. But she has softer lines than if I sketched her with the ink pen. And I could sketch her with pencil, but I don't really like doing that either. I'll probably sketch her 10 million times before I'm happy. All right, let's put in a little bit of a shape here for that eye. There goes a pin on the floor. And there's a lot of black around these eyes. Now this eye kind of comes right in there. And this one kind of comes down a little further. And there's black all around in here. And there's black up in here. Thank you guys for not giving up on me, though. I truly do appreciate you coming back in. Alrighty. Now, let's see if I can... get a lot of white on my brush and kind of... soften it up in here and soften it up in there. Now my white is not a true white, but neither is she, come to think of it. And I'll go in with more highlights after I get a base on there. Mary's thinking, are you guys still with me? Yeah, I can see my hand moving down here in the corner. So let's put in some nose area there. And let's shape this up a little more. Soften it up. Soften all this up in here. Soften all of this. This all gets softened up in here. I think if there was, tubes of paint of watercolor, I was looking at them in Hobby Lobby. They're expensive. Even the cheaper ones are expensive. Of course, now I did not see any. What I saw on Hobby Lobby, I think they redid a lot. She looks angry to me. She doesn't look happy. She said, you wouldn't look happy either if you saw what I looked like. The ones that I saw, the watercolor that I saw at Hobby Lobby that was not in sets, not in pan sets, were professional watercolors. I did not see any ones that were not professional that I could use just to do like what I'm doing here. I don't want to pay $11 a tube for watercolor to play with. So they'll say, well, get the student grade stuff, Mary. Well, I would if you'd sell it in tubes instead of sets. I don't want 20 million oranges that I'm not going to use. I want to buy several tubes of white. But this is just a sketch. This is just a sketch, and I'm softening down all of these lines here with my white to make her look a little softer. And even up in here on their ear, and in there maybe. I think I'm happier with that. And we could even bring this white down into this grayish area in here. Yeah, the white that I looked at, I think they wanted $8 for a little tube of paint that wasn't even an ounce. I'm not going to pay it. I don't want it that bad. All right, now, I'm still not happy. But I got the shape. I kind of got her looking the right way. I'm kind of happier with this area in here. I'm much happier with this. This just needed to come down a little bit more like that. And just keep adding color to it there. And then I'll be bringing the greens up here because, see, I lose her down here. I get the end of the photograph, which is okay. She still looks, she doesn't look feminine yet to me. I got this. She doesn't look like a princess yet. She's getting there. The more I practice on her, and this ear isn't quite right either. Let's go back to my browns maybe. See, this ear kind of comes like that. Kind of like that. And around this way. And there's kind of a white area in there. But see, that I don't want those lines to be so harsh. Let's get some green in there. And then I start messing it up again. Yeah. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. Let's go back to my black. I should just spray this whole palette with water, but I'm not going to. I keep adding layers of black on here. By the time I get done, it's going to be Jasmine. I don't quite, she hasn't quite popped out here. She's still a little, I don't know. I can't describe it. She still is not Jasmine. Yeah, put my hands in it. I'm not quite happy with her yet. I'm going to keep working on her until I get her. Well, not tonight. I'm not going to work on her all night tonight, but whoops. Where does she go off to? So this comes down a little bit more. Her ear comes down a little bit more in here. Maybe the head comes out a little bit more there. Mary's asking herself. It's hard to see where that ear. I didn't want to do that. That wasn't the color I wanted. I'm messing it up now. So that prettier green in there. I can't see what's going on with this ear. Kind of comes out that way. Get some more of this goldish yellow, orangey red, yellow. Put there. It's just a little blot of it. I'm trying to make these paints do things they aren't designed to do. Yeah. I don't like this. It's got too much of a see that ear to me fades off and I can't quite see the shape of it in there. Something tells me it's not quite right. Something tells me it's just not quite right. But I'll keep playing with it till I'm happy. Which one was I using? This one? Yep, you guys are just waiting for me to stick my brush in that candle. I'm a little bit happier with this area now. And sort of happy with this. Let's go back in and wash out my brush. Some whites in here. Kind of work some shadowing in here. Shadowing with the white and the gray. And I guess the best way to do this is mix it right on the paint itself for this, because it's not moving for me. And let's come in here. More gray. More grays in here. Grays. Coming down in that way. And following off in there. She's got some grays falling in here. Coming down in. Looks like she's got a mustache. A little bit of darker gray in there. Darker grays in here. Darker grays falling in there. Yeah. Let's see what you guys are seeing. I'm not sure I'm happy with it yet. I'm working on her. Maybe some more yellowy. I have to get such a load of paint on my brush to get any pigment off on this with these student grade colors. I have to get a really good load of paint on there to get anything that looks like paint on my paper. Now I'm going to get some white acrylic out because I need whiter areas than what that's showing. Maybe that, if I can find it here. This Dollar Tree paint is a real transparent paint. And that's, whoops, that's kind of what I do here. I got out of her. I'm going to try to see if I can add some brighter whites on that cat now. Maybe, but I want it to be transparent. I don't want it to be, and I don't know if I want to use these brushes. I guess I will. Oh, my tassel's up there. That tassel. I'm such a I'm so good. That's really transparent. I can get some whiter areas in there. Can't see where I'm going here. There's some brighter whites in here. Some brighter whites down in here. And I'm trying to be very, for the sketch, I'm trying to be kind of playful with it, not trying to do very, what do I want to say, hard lines in there, defining lines. I'm trying just to put more impressionistic, I guess you could say. But I'm not sure that that's going to be the answer here, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll just keep playing with it till I'm happy. I'm not sure that's a good description. She's even got white coming down here on her cheek. But she also has areas of gray in there. She's got, the gray that you see is actually shadow. She's actually got a sort of a white face. That, those lines are not that harsh. And I'm just painting on book paper, ledger paper. That makes a difference too. She's got white coming out this way. Kind of coming, the fur kind of coming down like that. Now, this is a soft gray again. And I'm not sure. I want more of a transparency white in here. It's kind of all softy white. I'm going to dry that. Let's see if I can't work on the eyes and going to let him call it. A sketchy sketch that I need to work on yet. What it is. Eyes a little bit darker. A little bit more round with 2 green spots now with black specks in them. Let's go back to my watercolor. Nose kind of comes down. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I don't feel like I brush my brush on this pig in these paints, but sometimes I don't feel like I have pigment on them. And then sometimes I feel like I have too much. I need a reddish brown, orangey red, rusty color. That's too red. I don't have this at all like I want it. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Doesn't look like jasmine at all. Yeah, let's go back to grace in here. Soften that line up a little more. Just a very, very light, faint touch of pink. And I'm not even sure my brush will pick it up. Mixed with a little white. I'm not happy. All right. That poor black. That poor black. I'm about ready to give up on this. Go do another one. I keep practicing until I get her. I like this black until it dries, then it dries so flat. Now, okay, still not happy with the eyes. Let's give it a try again. Her eyes aren't right. Her eyes need to be more round. Here and more small in here. A little bit of a nose in there, a little bit of lines in here. I don't have the eyes yet. I don't have the eyes, and I'm not sure I can actually get them in here. I'm about ready to call this quits. I don't have her yet. I know I don't, but I'm working on her. I'm working on her. I think she's better than the others that I did. I'm not quite happy with the eyes. I don't have the eyes like I want them. Yeah, I can't get in there with that brush. It's my other little brush. Yeah, it's got white on it. Not much. A little line down, coming down. And I actually think this eye could probably be a little larger, but I don't want to make it too much larger. And it could be a little bit more. I might have to paint that eye out and redo it. I'm not happy with it. So there we go. Ah! I'm just not happy with it. And it won't be completely painted out because this paint's so transparent. See, it is the eyes. It is the eyes. When I paint the eyes of this cat out, I like the cat much better. I like the shape of the head, but I don't have those eyes out. And that, see, I like that cat. I don't have the eyes right. I'm just convinced of it. So I'm just going to redo them. See, I like the cat like that. Have I lost you guys again? Did I lose you? No, I'm still here. Yeah, I gotta... Let's redo the eyes. They keep peeking out at me. I keep adding layers of paint and they keep peeking out at me. That's because it's white, it's so transparent. See, I like the cat like that. I'm just convinced. Let me look at it in full screen here. I'm convinced that it's the eyes that were giving me trouble. So, let's dry it some more. I need it to be dry before I work on it. And this paint is wrinkling up on me. This paper is wrinkling up on me. Now, oh, I hear a choo-choo train. I'm going to try one more attempt at the eyes on that cat. This is just a sketch. This is a sketchy sketch. This is why you do this, is to get used to painting your cat. I'll go in with this lighter green first. All right, let's go back to the kitty cat. Yeah, see that menu pops up. See how big her eye is there? I don't think I had this eye large enough. Gonna paint it, just kind of sketch it in there again with some greens. And I seem to want to mix colors on my on the color itself. It's just not a good thing to do, but with these student grade paints, it's hard to get the colors to transfer off. Okay, now the other eye, still not quite where I want it. The other eye comes down in there. And it's really kind of a darker eye. I can give it a little bit darker green in here. Oh, I'm much happier. It could be a little bit bigger. This one eye could be just a little larger. Can even put a little more of this whitish if I can get a hold of it. Now let's try that. Now I'm not working with the finest brush. I think I have some brushes that I haven't gotten out yet. And if you could see this cat close up, you could see there's a lot of gray around the eye. That kind of defines it a little bit more. And this eye actually comes off over in there. Yeah, let's see if I can get some of that gray in there. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to. I got green on my brush. Kind of comes down. Can't see where I'm going. I keep using that one brush for many different things. Where did it go? It's not it. There's more white in here. My white over here has turned gray. Because I want gray. And just keep working at it till I get it to how I want it. Actually, when you think about a cat's fur, it's not just one. Cat's fur is not just one layer of hair. It's layer and layer and layer and layer. I mean, it's not layered upon layer, but it's not just a flat layer either, is what I'm trying to say. It's hair. Yeah. I got the light shining on my... This isn't quite how I want it. But I think it's time to say farewell on it. Let's see how it looks to you. The eyes aren't perfect. They aren't quite where I want them yet, but they're better than they were, I think. It needs some whiskers. That cat needs some whiskers. I'm not sure that this is going to help it any to define those lines a little bit darker in there. If I can. Too much of a mouth. It looks like it has a mustache. Looks like a Frida cat. Is that what they call it? Frida with the mustache. That's what I talk about, those harsh lines. Harsh lines. When you stop and think about it, the cat does not have lines. The shadowing. The shadowing is what makes up the dark lines, and it's pretty hard to get with these watercolors. The shadowing is what makes it look like a line. I'll put some more white. I swear I'm going to put that heat gun in the paint yet. It's got some white coming down underneath it here. It's a very challenging cat to paint. I don't have her elegance yet, but we're getting there. It's better than the other one, I think. We'll just keep practicing her. And I'm going to hunt out my other watercolors. I'm not happy with these watercolors, but at least I have black and white. Oh, let's go look at her in here again. Yeah, I don't have her elegance yet. I'm not too happy. Not too happy. Let's give it a dark blue back border. Of course, I have white paint on my brush. Can't see where my page starts and ends here. I'm just fighting to get pigment on this page with these student green watercolors. There's pigment in there, but it's just doesn't flow like a true watercolor would. All right, let's try that. I'm not happy with those eyes yet. Then I think I've worked it enough tonight. I'll practice it 20 million times again before I'm happy. She has to puff out at me. It's a cat, but it's not Jasmine. And there's a point. I know from working with my other pet portraits, because I'm not an animal artist. I'm just a hobbyist. I'm not a professional. But there's a point where you're working on something like this and you reach the point to where, oh, you know, it pops out at you. It's Jasmine, you know, and I haven't reached that point yet. Let's give her some whiskers. Just random in here. Maybe a couple eyebrows coming up. Like that. You probably can't see them. I can see them on here, but yeah, bring one down like that, maybe. There we go. And when you reach that point, sometimes it takes You know, one portrait artist of that I'll never forget that. She was talking about doing, excuse me, she was talking about doing humans. Excuse me. And she said she would do a face portrait at least 40 times. Can you imagine that? 40 times? I've done one. Look at the difference between look at the difference between these. Now I thought this one was better than these, and it is better than these. Look at that. Look at my starts. Not good at all. You know, look, it's all out of shape here. That nose is way too big. The nose is better here. But I wasn't happy with this. This is all out of shape. And I was getting it a little bit better. I was right. This area in here is not right. If I could readjust that area, I might have that a little. I like the eyes on this cat a lot better. I like her eyes. But no, she's not there yet. And now I don't like her eyes there. Let's look at the difference here. See? Well, I did make those eyes a little bigger. Maybe I shouldn't have made it so big. But I'm not going to go back and redo it. I'll do another cat. I'm getting the cat looking the right way. I kind of like this one like that. Because it's really a pensive. She's not Jasmine yet. But I kind of like that. This, if you'd mask off this area in here is all wrong, but just right in there is really not too bad. She almost looks human here. She almost looks human there. Here she's not right. Her eyes aren't right. I know that. I like the rest of it. I paint her eyes out again. If you take her eyes away, that's not a bad cat. It's her eyes. I know that. So but what? 1, 2, I've kind of done her 4 times. If I would do her 36 more times, I might get her. But this is what you do when you study what you're doing. And you just keep working at it until I do my mom and dad. I haven't done them for a long time, but I'll do them over and over and over. Sketches of my mother and father. And I still don't think I have them right. So Norma, you may not get this for a while until I'm happy with it. It's a cat, sort of, if you take away the eyes. But it's not Jasmine yet. This part is okay. Take away those eyes. So I'll just keep working at her. You guys will get bored with seeing Jasmine. So I worked on her. We did a list tonight, and we looked at that Thanksgiving. I think that's the only art I've really done. So I'm not sure I want to make a thumbnail of these. We'll see. I'll take a picture of it. Maybe I'll put my... No, I think I might just do a thumbnail of this. That's what I'm going to pour this water in here so I don't spill it. So it's probably getting late. Let me put my paint back over here so I can find it the next time I want it. Wherever I pulled it out from. In here. Yeah. There. Okay, let's look at chat a little before I leave. I'm getting kind of tired. I wish I knew what I did with my other paint. All right. So let's see what you guys are saying out there. I really went into my world there. And my book is crooked. My camera's crooked. Let's straighten out my camera. My book is straight, but it's certainly not straight on the camera. Let's straighten out my camera. There we go. All right, let's see what you all are saying. It is, oh my goodness, it's after 1. It's after 1 o'clock. I thought it was probably closer to 11. Hi, Mina. She's coming along, isn't she, Rhonda? Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. She's coming along. She's getting better. You know, that one I did of Tizzy. I did Tizzy several times too. There's something about these beautiful cats. They're just graceful cats, you know. They're just there's a royalty to them almost. And you know, it's kind of hard to capture that. You know, it's like I'm queen of this of this pillow. You'll just tilt your head. Rhonda, you are so good to get along with. Tiger Princess. You will find many artists within that hop you may enjoy. Tiger Princess. Let's see, what are we talking about? If you look at the community tab, you will see a schedule of the hop this Sunday. Yeah. The theme for this Sunday's hop is what are you passionate about, and of the streamers, and presenting it as being a passion. I think, you know, a few of them going, well, you know, and okay, just do something you enjoy. Just, you know, because I'm really, now I struggle, but I like to draw. And I wouldn't say I'm the best artist in the whole wide world. But let me tell you the other thing. A lot of videos that you see on the internet, especially if they're edited, they edit out all the I have to fix it and paint over it. And sometimes you'll see a really nice result, but you may not see all the trials and tribulations they went through to get there. And some of them you probably will. I mean, there are some very talented artists out there too that can probably sit down and do Tizzy and make it look like Tizzy the first try. Not Tizzy. Tizzy was Karen Kay's cat. This is Jasmine that I'm doing now. And I have to be honest with you. I think I do better with dogs than I do with cats. And I'm not sure why that is, because they're all animals. They all have a head shape. They all have a body shape. I'm not sure, but I do think I do better at doing dogs than I do cats, which only thinks I should do more cats. All right, what else are we talking about? Hi, Tiger Princess. Oh, you joined a Discord group tonight to follow a fellow colorist. That's a pretty fun program. Yeah, I don't go on Discord a lot. Discord is another group, something like your Facebook groups. Only it's set up a little bit different to join it. I am in one Discord group that I don't go out there too much. It's connected with Daryl Eves. And I just gave up on it and went to the Facebook group because I'd had that all set up. And I did get out there on the Discord group, but I don't go there much. All right, what else are we talking about? Tiger Princess said she couldn't sleep, so she decided to see who was online tonight. Oh, Rhonda, thank you for taking care of the... Thank you. They were telling me to go to bed. Thank you, Rhonda, for taking care of the troll for me. Hi, Dana. I have watercolor, Dana. I have watercolors. It's just that I have several watercolors. I have some Artesia watercolors. I have Winsor Newton. I've got a few Daniel Smith that Petals and Dreams sent me. But here's the thing. Don't send me, if you send me anything, don't send me expensive stuff like Daniel Smith and that. Don't send me professional watercolors, because for what I do, I just do it to study and that. I don't need professional work for what I do, professional. Now, these student grade ones, I will say I'm a little bit frustrated with the student grade But I went to them because they had the black and white. But the thing I find with the student grade and watercolors is they have pigment, and you get to working with them. But in order for me to get a good mix, I tried to take some of this white. My white's turned gray now, but I tried to take some white and put it in that tray, but I couldn't get a nice juicy goop of it to put on there to mix some of the gray into the white. It didn't want to move. And I noticed the other thing with this is I keep putting water on these little, I keep having to, they dry out fast. I wouldn't call them chalky, but they dry awful fast. They don't hold the moisture. I'm just continually getting my brush wet to try to get enough pigment on that brush, and if you watch me do this, you will see I will have done several layers of this green and everything. So, but it's okay to study with, but I do not need, now I'm happy with the Prisma watercolors so far, but what I wasn't happy with is they didn't have a black. It's got a brownish color, a yellow, a blue, a green. It's got sort of a tannish red and a pinkish red and a brick red. It doesn't have a really bright red, but that's just probably the palette. Here we got a purple and orange, another brown. And this is a black that I tried to mix here. But look, I got 3 brownish colors and kind of an orangey brown in there. And these were just swipes that I did when I took these apart tonight, when I took the wrappers off of them. So I would, if I were developing this palette, I'd get rid of one of these browns. I don't need 3 different browns and a reddish, brownish orange, whatever this is. These 2 colors and these 2 colors are too many, if you ask me. I would have put in a Payne's gray. If I couldn't put in a black, I would at least put in a Payne's gray. And she named the colors, or they named, I'm not she, they, whoever developed these, named these colors by cities of the world, Tokyo and Calgary and Inca and Jamaica and Budapest. I want phthalo green or light green or yellow ochre or something like that. It doesn't mean anything to me when you name a color Jamaica. Of course, I do visualize green for Jamaica, but I get it. They're making it fun to use, and they're using cities and all of that. But I would rather have a light red, black, sepia, that type of thing for my colors. But I do like I love the pigments in here. They have nice pigmentation in here. And those, I barely had to touch my brush. I barely had to touch my brush. These have set out long enough, they're dry. I barely had to touch my brush to get a pigment off of here. Because see, they're new yet. And to get that nice pigmentation, I could not do the same thing with this student grade. To get the same, you could get something, but maybe not the same. And you can see over here, do my mixing. I mixed brown in with my orange and gray in with my white. I mixed some red in with my pink here. My greens I kind of mixed together. They're okay to play with. But when you're trying to do something like a cat. But that's all because Meri can't remember what she did with her other watercolors. She set them in a safe place to dry, and I don't know where I put my safe place. Okay. I think I've whoops, see, my phone went off. Don't tell me it's getting old too. I mean, not old, tired. I think I just bumped my key. So I got 20 of you in here yet. Yeah, there are many. I have Winsor Newton, I have Koi, I have artesian watercolors. My Winsor Newtons were the set that I very first bought. And I'm happy with Winsor Newton. But Winsor Newton, I got paint running down my, old paint running down my camera stand. Winsor Newton has both more of a student grade, which comes in your pan sets. Not a student grade. I wouldn't call it student. I'd call it more, not the expensive stuff. They have the really expensive stuff too. And there's, there's Daniel Smith is, I think, probably one of the top line. But I'm just not going to pay $12 a tube for watercolor to study a cat with, or even to paint a cat. That's for professionals who do watercolors and showing galleries and all of that. I'm not about that. So, but I do agree, there are many nice koi, and I would think, I haven't played too much with the artesians yet, but I like the Kirtaki watercolors too. I like those a lot. So I'm going to let you guys go. I've chattered and in my own world enough tonight. It's time to tell you to have a really great weekend. Tomorrow's Saturday. And the only thing I know happens on Saturday is Beth Schuler in the evening. And then Sunday noon, I think Tanya McGuire will be on if you watch Tanya. And then we'll be doing the hop on Sunday evening. And I'll come on just a short time. I think it's around 4:35 or so. 4:35 to, or 4:35 to 4:50, something like that, just to introduce the hop. And then Barb Owen will come on. And Barb Owen is our special guest. Thank you, Barb. She's in bed now. But, and then we have several fun things going on. Our hops are always fun. Our live streams are always fun. I enjoy you guys. All right. So have a great weekend. And I will see you Sunday evening. And thank you all who came back in. Bye. Thank you, Jude. Good night, everybody. Oh, keep the joy. I want to start saying that until after the new year. Keep your joy. Don't let this old world take your joy from you. Bye.